Hi everybody, just sitting in my car. I just had a really interesting conversation with someone, and you can see the title of my live is, But I'm Young. So if you've noticed, I have been posting a lot and offering a special for living wills. And yes, this is something that as you guys can probably tell, I'm pretty passionate about. But one of the things that I hear a lot of, and this is the conversation I just had today with someone, is she's like, but I'm young. I don't have anything to give anybody. I don't, and I stopped her and I said, that's a regular will. I said, a living will, it has to do with your body. It has to do with what happens if, I always use get hit by a bus, right? What happens if something happens to you and you end up in the hospital and you are in a coma or you're brain dead or, something? Do you have your wishes known by someone? Someone. It doesn't matter who. Do they know who? And hey, Sasha, do they know what you want? And it doesn't matter how old you are. This is not just for old people, and she's like, well, I guess my mom would probably, know. And I said, well, have you talked to her about it? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay. So I said to her, so what can you do? What are some action steps that you can make so that this conversation has happened and it's done? It's done. So it doesn't really matter how old you are. You can be young or old. Something can happen that someone needs to speak for your health wishes. So, and she also said to me, she's like, getting all these emails from you makes me feel like something's going to happen to me. And I'm like, well, it makes us start to think and have a conversation. It doesn't mean something's going to happen to you. I've had a living will for 16 years since I've started working in hospice. I've had a living will and I've changed it. I'm older. I have kids, and hey, Charity. And it's one of those things that people, until something happens or something has happened in your life that you've experienced it and then you realize you have to have it. And I don't want it to be a bad experience for anybody. I don't want it to be too late for anybody. And so just knowing that you've had the conversation, that you've written down your living will, and then you can have confidence in knowing that there's people out there that know what you want if something happens to you, right? So I'm going to post my link again down at the bottom of this video. It doesn't matter your age. If you're over the 18, if you're under 18, I believe your parents do speak for you. Oh, but that was the other thing I said to her. I said, actually, in this state of Pennsylvania, in other states it might be different, but in the state of Pennsylvania, we actually have a law that if you don't have a living will, your parents do speak for you. Or if you are married, it's your spouse or a sibling, or if you have adult children, and then it goes down. And actually, the last person is just friend. So why not be able to choose the person that does speak for you and have that taken care of? Because in this state, there is law that if you don't, they will choose for you. The doctor will choose for you. The state will choose for you. So why not already have those choices known? So friends, like I said, I have a special going on to the end of the month. I will send you the piece of paper. And actually I found and created a very simple piece of paper. It's one sheet, simple questions, and it gives you a place to make other notes. And then you'll be put in a group. You get to choose a daytime group or an evening group with me for a question and answer. It'll be small groups where we can go through and you go, I don't know about this, and I'll walk you through it. And I don't make any of those decisions for you. I just support you in you doing those decisions for yourself. So I'll put the link under this video. I encourage you, if you do not have one, to do a living will. And even if you don't choose me to help you with that living will, look it up, fill it out yourself. You could, hey, Boenza, I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Sorry. even if you don't choose me to do it with you, excuse me, and support you in it, do it yourself. Write it down. Have a conversation with that person that you assign to speak for you. I do recommend having two, actually, not one. It's not required, but sometimes they can't get a hold of one person. And if you have one, to review over it, to look over it. If your parents have a living will, to have them look over it. If you want to buy this and gift it to your parents because they said they've needed to make one, you can do that. Just, it's something that you will see me continue to talk about it. So thanks for popping on, guys. And I will talk to all of you soon.